This is an iPhone. This is 100 balloons. And this is me about to send my iPhone to space. At first, my plan was to simply tape a bunch of balloons to an iPhone, hit record, and send my phone off. But it turns out taking a selfie from space is a lot harder than you'd think. Welcome to Constructive Chaos, a channel dedicated to building anything you can imagine. I've wanted to send my phone off on a bunch of balloons for a long time because I feel like I could get some really cool video. But the more I looked into it, the more I realized how hard it was going to be for several reasons. First of all, I wanted to make sure that what I was doing was safe and legal, because that'd be a real bummer if I came out with this video and then got sent to jail. Also, nobody wants to be hit in the head from an iPhone falling from space. So I went through the very long process of getting approved by the Federal Aviation Association and Air Traffic Control, which required a lot of things, including conducting several tests to see which direction the wind would carry my phone, which didn't go so well at first.
No, not the tree!
You could do me a favor and subscribe. I go through a lot of work to make these videos.
You're getting so close. Hopefully it's not popped. Oh!
No! You've gotta be kidding me. Are you serious? Don't worry, I eventually got it out of that tree too. And I don't know about you, but I think that just the amount of effort I had to go through to get this balloon is worth a subscription. Anyway, it also required me to read a lot of laws. But after finding, among others, the law 14 CFR part 101.1 A4, I finally figured out how I was going to make sure that this was legal. So now that I knew how to do it legally, I needed to make it safe. And there are actually a lot of different ways to make it safe. I just get to choose one, which is what I love about building and engineering. Sometimes the dumbest ideas are the ones that actually work. For instance, NASA designed a robot whose only job was to land the Mars rover and then go crash itself. And SpaceX used a giant boat net to catch their rockets as they came back down to Earth. So even if these ideas sound weird, just know that I'm not the only one with weird ideas. Which brings me to my first idea, which is to do nothing. That might sound strange, but let me explain. The reason balloons float is because they're filled with helium. Helium weighs less than air. It might surprise you that even air has weight, but it does. And believe it or not, there are some gases that weigh even less than air, like helium. Picture it like this. A beach ball floats on water because the water weighs more than the beach ball. The water is pulled down by gravity, which ends up pushing the beach ball upward. It's not that the beach ball is defying gravity, it just floats to the top because it's lighter. Balloons act in a very similar way, except instead of the balloons being in a pool, they're in the atmosphere, which you can think of as a big pool of air surrounding the Earth. If you think of it this way, you can see that if there were something inside of this big pool of air that weighed less than the air, then it would float right to the top, just like the beach ball would float to the top of the water. So now that we know how helium works, we can better understand what's going to happen when these balloons fly away. When they start to reach the edge of the atmosphere, there isn't as much air as there was down on the ground. But inside the balloon, there's lots of helium that's stuck inside and trying to get out. So the air pressure becomes less intense. So as the air pressure becomes less intense, it makes it easier for the helium to push out of the balloon. And this causes it to pop. Another thing that can happen is if the sun is really hot, then it can actually heat up the balloons till they pop. But either way, the balloons will eventually pop. They just won't all pop at the exact same time. Now this was my idea when I said that I was going to do nothing, because my phone is going to be attached to lots of little balloons. So when the balloons start to reach the top of the atmosphere, some of the balloons are going to pop. And then it won't be able to hold up the whole weight of the phone, so it'll come down slowly. But another idea I have is to use a trash bag as a parachute, because one, it's very light, and two, it is very inexpensive. So I tested a few different sizes of parachutes and found that one big garbage bag worked really well, and it didn't weigh too much either.
Pretty good.
So now that I knew that it was safe, it was time to make sure that the video that my phone would be taking could be recoverable. I tested a bunch of different options like Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Zoom, Skype, FaceTime. I looked at just about everything, but the only issue with these is that the quality of the videos aren't the greatest and they'll stop recording as soon as they lose cell service. So I thought about taking a video that would upload to the cloud as it was recording, but that wouldn't work because it needs data to upload the video. And if the phone got that high, it just wouldn't have the reception. So I was left with hitting the record button and sending my phone off, which is super scary because that meant that if I didn't find my phone, then I wouldn't be able to recover the video. But I figured it was worth the risk. Plus, a video would give me much better quality than anything like Skype or FaceTime would. So this was going to be a chase. The next thing I needed to make sure of is that my phone wouldn't overheat or freeze. If I were to send my phone off alone, then the sun might make it overheat, which would stop the video. And when you get really high up in the atmosphere, it actually gets really cold. And the battery runs out really quick when it's cold, and I didn't want my phone to die. So I needed to figure out a way to make sure that the phone's temperature stayed regulated. Luckily for me, Styrofoam is a great insulator and it's super light, so this seemed like the perfect option to keep my phone running for as long as possible. So I built a little box out of Styrofoam for my phone, and I know this doesn't really have anything to do with the rest of the video, but I think it's super cool that it's a whole lot easier to melt Styrofoam than it is to cut it. So I used this to my advantage when I was building the box. Oh my, okay, I think that means it's ready. So now that I had it all ready to go, it was time to send it off. Okay, we're heading to the sand dunes to fill up a zillion balloons. But then it was really windy, so we waited a week for the perfect weather where I could finally put it all together. Ew, why is it sticky?
Oh.
Here's my plan. Take a string and tie multiple balloons to that one string so it's not carried down by the weight of the rest of the extra string. Our first balloon.
So close. You can see it's starting, it's teasing us.
Last balloon, hopefully it works. We got all these balloons right here. We've used all of them, so hopefully it works. We're gonna try setting it off, and yeah, that's the best we can hope for. Moment of truth. Oh!
Oh!
Okay. I can lift the phone. Yep. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Oh shoot. It's not going up. It's not going up. Go up. Come here. Oh no! It's leaving us. I sure hope it's recording. Okay. No.
Wait, Jake, I think it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
It's going.
It's going. It's not gonna get caught in any trees.
I just have to hope we can get it.
Okay, now it's time to chase it. We gotta chase it. We gotta get in the car and run. Okay. Woo. It's blowing the way that we did not anticipate. So we really gotta get out there and find it. We're on a chase. Okay, let's go.
Now it's over there. It keeps on going back and forth, and we keep.
We currently just lost sight of the balloon, but we're still on the chase. That's my iPhone out there.
Yeah.
If
kind of want my iPhone back.
I don't see it.
It really travels fast.
Yeah, it goes very fast.
Way over
Oh,
there.
really?
Okay.
It's like the up house.
Okay, we see it. It's coming down, it looks like, which isn't good because we wanted to get some better videos, but like
It's
from higher
definitely
up.
down right
It's
now.
coming down. Okay, it's coming down. It's coming down. Let's get it. Let's get it. At least we didn't need the parachute. Oh, it's coming the other way. Okay. Okay, it's good. It's flying that way. Okay. It's landing right there. It's literally landing right there. Holy. What do we got? I might be able to catch it. Let's go. I got it.
We got it.
This was honestly the craziest experience. People started pulling over, coming over, congratulating me. Kids started coming up and asking for balloons, and it was just a great time. And it's crazy that my phone landed in a place that was so perfect that I was able to catch it. For some unknown reason, the phone actually stopped recording about halfway through its flight, but we were still able to get a lot of cool footage. Additionally, the phone didn't make it to space because the sun was too hot and ended up popping the balloons before they could get very high. So while I wanted it to go 3, 4, 5, 10 times higher, it was still a really cool build. If you enjoyed watching this video, please consider sharing it with a friend. I try really hard to make videos that are as entertaining and as informational as possible. I come out with new videos every single month, so if you want to see something cool like this every month, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my videos.